WordPress. So first of all, I want to know what WordPress is. Okay, so originally WordPress was created as a tool to help writers publish posts on their platform. However, WordPress has evolved and WordPress now allows users to create websites. So if you want to create a website, you can do that easily using WordPress. And that is what this tutorial is trying to help to. That's the point of making this tutorial, to help you learn how to use WordPress. And so there are two ways to get you started with WordPress if you're interested in doing that. The first method is by using WordPress.org to handle WordPress installation by yourself. Everything handled on your own computer. And the other method, the second method, is to let someone else handle the WordPress installation for you. I will show you the different providers that can handle the WordPress installation for you. I'll also show you WordPress's own way of handling WordPress installation for you online without you having to do anything. So let's get started with the easiest part of it, letting WordPress handle everything for you. So that's, you go to WordPress.com. If you noticed earlier, I opened WordPress.org. WordPress.org is created by WordPress to help you set up WordPress on your own computer, on your local computer or your own server. WordPress.com is managed by WordPress themselves. So WordPress manages the installation of WordPress. It manages the load. It helps you handle traffic. It does everything for you. And when we now say everything for you, you also have to take note that for doing that you have to pay something. And so there are different plans on their pricing page, but that's something we'll look at another episode. For now, let's look at WordPress.com. So WordPress.com manages WordPress for you. All you need to do is to click on Get Started. Okay. You provide your email address, your username, your password. You continue with Google or you continue with Apple, any provider of your choice. And then I'm not going to continue because I already have an account. So I'm just going to click on continue because I have an account. You can go ahead and create your accounts. Okay. And then you can now choose your domain. This domain is going to be a free domain. If you want a paid domain, you can go ahead and, like I said, it's a paid domain. You can pay for it. So if I want technical D, I would see all the paid options, like this, and the other options, all paid. I can go ahead and choose the free one. Okay. For now, I'm going with free. Okay. Can let them know what I want to use WordPress and do. Like I said, WordPress has evolved from being just a website for you to blog on, and now helps you to be able to set up a website for basically anything. So even if you want to sell on WordPress, you can tap on the sell option and you can set up WooCommerce for selling. Okay, I'm just going to keep, because that's the name of the site. And then you can also choose a tagline. Okay, so we continue. Then I can create my first post, can start earning, or choose a design. That's a theme. So let me see. Well, okay. For our sites, I think something like this is okay. Okay, so I can continue. And you see, WordPress guides you through the whole installation, so it is very easy for you to install WordPress on WordPress.com. And so for you to go ahead and create your own domain, maybe you want something like technicald.com, because that's not our domain name now. Okay, if you notice here, these are URL, technicald.wordpress.com. And so if you go ahead and check that out on your phone, you see this is how it looks like. So this is the URL. Whenever you're sharing it to someone, it's technicald.wordpress.com. So if you want, for example, technicald.com, you would have to pay for the plan. Okay. But let us say you want to do some more. Maybe you don't always want to be on the internet. That's where step 2 comes in. So let's close let's close WordPress.com and let's go back to WordPress.org. So WordPress.org is helping you handle everything on your own. So there's this button here. Let's click on it to get started with WordPress. Okay, it's going to show you a button to download WordPress. So let's go ahead and click on that button. Okay, it brings it out, asks me where should I download it, and then let me bring this up now. If you notice, I am using macOS. If you are using Windows, the process is the same thing. Just go to the same WordPress.org, click on the download button. It's going to download it, the zip file. So then click on save it to downloads. So he has downloaded it into the zip file, into the downloads folder, and then the next step is now to use, because if you notice that WordPress is running on PHP. WordPress itself is the software that helps you create your blog or any website, where it is built on PHP. It's a content management system built on PHP. So if you notice what he has written, you need PHP 7.4 or higher. You need MySQL 5.7 or higher. You need MariaDB or MariaDB. That's for the database. That's PHP and the database. So for you to have all this, you could go ahead and start installing all of this one by one, or you could just install XAMPP. So XAMPP contains, from the name, it contains the Apache server, it contains MariaDB database, it has PHP and Perl. Okay. So by downloading this, you have all those requirements ready to run WordPress on your local machine. And so you have Windows. It can be installed on Windows. It can be installed on Linux. It can be installed on OS X, that's Mac OS. It depends on whatever operating system you're using. I'm sure you're aware of the operating system you're using. Personally, I'm using Mac OS, so I can go ahead and click here, and it's going to start the download for me. Like I said, the process is the same. Just download WordPress from WordPress.org, and then you go to the XAMPP website and choose your operating system. I'm very sure you know your operating system. You choose your operating system and download it. So it's bringing out this installer for me to download on my own operating system. I know I am using macOS, so that's why I selected that. I'm not going to install it because I already have it installed. But like I said, you have Windows, you have Linux, you have OS X. In future videos, I can go ahead and show you how to install it, everything separately on your own without using them. It's a very lengthy process. There are plenty rooms for mistakes, so it's preferable for you to use this example. There is also MAMP, okay, and there's also WAMP. But like I said, I have a preference for XAMPP. So I'm sure you've gotten this. Let's go ahead. So after installing your XAMPP, depending on your operating system installation process, once the file is downloaded, the exe file for Windows or the DMG file for macOS, then you just tap on it and you follow the installation process. So I'll give you some time to do that. I will drop this link in the description so you can download it, and once you're done, we go ahead. Okay, so I'm sure you have installed XAMPP at this point, and you remember that we have also installed WordPress. We've also downloaded WordPress. And so let me go ahead and open XAMPP on my machine. Depending on how you set up your machine, you would see something, you see a folder called XAMPP on macOS. On Windows, you would have the XAMPP application there. Just search for it, you see XAMPP. So on macOS, you tap here. Depending on how you set up your XAMPP, it's going to ask you for a password. Okay, so I've put in my password and I'm going to wait for XAMPP to open. Okay, so I'm sure you would see this even after an installation. You will see this menu. So I have mine running. Yours is going to be off. Everything will have been, all the servers will have been stopped by the time you meet your server. And so all you need to do is just tap on start all. Okay. But if you recall, we downloaded WordPress. At this point, WordPress is not yet folder. Click on go to your application folder, and maybe on a separate tab, you can open what you downloaded. Tap here is going to open it for you and automatically unzip it for you. You can just drag and drop. Okay, everything that your computer needs, everything that WordPress needs is in the htdocs folder. So everything that's showing up on your screen when you tap localhost is going to be in the htdocs folder. So all you need to do is drag your WordPress unzipped folder into htdocs. Okay, I'll drag mine. I completed my password. So I can now go here and type slash WordPress. Okay, so you have WordPress installed on your local machine. You can do your development locally without having to go on the internet. And so now you have this, it's asking you for a database name, your username, your password, and your host. So don't be, let this not scare you. Let's go over it together. So as usual, you type your local host. Okay. Then you now type slash php my admin. Okay. So I'm going to drop this in the description as well. I'm going to explain this for you. So I'm going to drop the link so you can understand what PHP my admin is. So PHP my admin is, it helps you to visualize your databases. Database is where your website will store its data. So whether it is a user signing up or logging in or making a post, or if it's you making a post or doing anything, for you to come back and see me that data there, it is stored here in the PHP my admin for in the database for you to come back to meet. So PHP my admin just helps you visualize that data, to manage that data on your own, gives you a dashboard to manage that data. So I'm going to enter that localhost as PHP my admin. I have a lot of databases already set up, so I'll just go ahead and create a new database. So you can name it anything you want. Your website name. Remember that whatever you name here is what you are going to come and fill in here when we click let's go. So when we click let's go, it's asking us, okay, what's your database name? What's your database username? What's your password? The host is localhost. That's currently where we are on XAMPP. XAMPP is the localhost. And then the prefix can be anything. If you like a rate here, if you have a lot of WordPress installations using the same database. So it's important to put this prefix. But for now, we don't have that, and we just leave it at WP. Okay, so like I said, let's leave localhost. That's okay. Let's leave the table prefix. That is okay. Let's now focus on getting the password, the username, and the table name, database name. So I don't know if you followed me to how I came about here. I tapped on new in PHP my admin, and in database name, I can type in anything I want. I can type in YouTube. I can give it any name. You can give it any name you want. So for mine, I'm giving it YouTube. So let's continue. Okay, it has created a table for me. On the right, you can see YouTube. I know that this whole dashboard might seem very, very intimidating and confusing, but in future videos, we will revisit and would clear any doubt you have. If you have any question, please write it down in the comment section. I'll be happy to help. And so we're here. We have the YouTube table. We have the YouTube database. There's no table in the database. It's fine. It's okay. We don't need to worry ourselves here. WordPress itself is going to fill in every data here. So we're done. That's it. Congratulations if you've been able to reach this far. You've created a table. You can name it anything you want. I named mine YouTube. So I would go back here and I will. Okay, so I'll go back here and I'm going to type in my database name. If you remember, I named it YouTube. So now, by default, your XAMPP installation comes with the username root. Okay, so that's the username for your database, for a database user at this point. And then the password is nothing on the password. Okay, just leave your password empty. So let me go over it again. For your database name, you put in whatever you named it here. For your username, it is root, except you create a new user, and maybe you can use that one if you want, but for by default, it is root. And there is no password. The password field is empty. Localhost is fine, perfectly fine for you running your local system, and the prefix can be anything you want. Okay, but like I said, the use is if you have more than one WordPress site on a particular database. To differentiate it, you use the prefix. But for now, using your roots, your password, your database name that you set, the host being localhost, and the prefix WP is very fine. So let's continue. Okay. Email and all right. So let's fill it together. So I want it to be called technical D. Here I want to make the username YouTube. The password, I can leave it like this because I know that I would always use my password manager to remember it. However, if you don't think you can use a password manager, you can put in any other password. Uh, you also have to realize that to to protect your site properly, you should use strong passwords. And this is showing you that your password is weak at this point. So for the sake of this video, we're going to continue and click here to confirm the use of weak password. If you want, you can put in your email address, and then the essence of this is search engines like Google or Bing putting a notice to tell them not to index your site, not to put the content of your site online. If you are probably posting something you don't really want to be available on search engines, you can click on this. If you don't mind, you can go ahead and install WordPress. Okay, so congratulations. Even Google is warning me that the password I'm using is not safe. I should change it, and so I will handle that later. So congratulations, you've installed WordPress. Time to log in and see how it looks like. I remember I put the username as my site as YouTube, but the password I did 12345 6. So I can log in now. Any password you choose, any username you choose, it's okay. WordPress, Google is still warning me your password is not safe. Change it as soon as possible. So I would handle that later. But if you've reached here, congratulations. I'm so proud of you, and we have a lot to learn about WordPress. So this is WordPress.